data recorder from that passenger flight that crashed in Nepal, which killed at least 68 people. Eoghan Corry is a travel and aviation journalist, and he joins me now. Eoghan, I mean, are we any closer then to understanding exactly what might have happened?
Oh, good afternoon, Kieran. Yeah, it is a process. It'll take months, but there's a lot of pretty sound theories as to what happened here. Engine stall, descending turn, the wing which went first, or was seen to stall first from the video, and people are obviously with a lot of more aviation knowledge than I have been observing that video, saying that the inner wing seemed to stall first. So there seems to be an engine stall approaching to land. Lots of other questions that remain unanswered. It is a new airport. It was only opened 2 weeks ago. Were they approaching from the direction from which they were supposed to approach? There was a very unusual report on BBC earlier on today, which seems to have been discounted. Lots of speculation out there, but it'll take months to find out. But we can be pretty certain that we're dealing with the engine stall, just judging by the reaction to the videos that are out there.
Yeah, a lot of people would have seen those videos at this stage. They're getting shared ad nauseum on social media, and some news bulletins as well have featured them. People often ask, in the wake of those these terrible accidents and videos like those, on how things like this happen, given all of the safety protocols that would be in place and all the safety systems in these planes. Similar questions would have been asked, you know, after the 737 MAX accident, the Air France crash as well a few years ago off the coast of Brazil.
Yes. Okay, aviation is really down to a couple of serious accidents a year. The Boeing MAX pushed up the number of casualties in those particular years. 2022 is just over. We had 12 fatal accidents. 10 of them were very small aircraft. Total of 229 deaths. 132 of those were in China. And then we had an aircraft in Africa over Lake Victoria. So when you consider the billions of people carried every year and the tens of millions of flights, it is a blow every time there is a fatal crash. But the aviation industry, compared with the aviation industry of my childhood, the number of crashes is down to a very, very small level. What happens out of this, though, is to make sure that something like this won't happen again. People are looking at the record of the ATR. It's a workhorse of the skies, Kieran, in that it's very, very familiar in Dublin Airport. You can see lots of airlines using it for shorter, obviously, journeys, and the ones that wouldn't be taken up by the workhorses of the medium haul, which is the Boeing 737 and the Airbus 320. So the ATR 7250 is the aircraft in here. Where people are looking back, last time we had a crash with one of them, it was an error engine problem, and the pilot shut down the wrong engine. That happened in Taipei a couple of years ago. So we will have probably 3 different investigations, one in Nepal, one will be within the aircraft manufacturer, which is a joint Franco-Italian company, and we will also have the European Aviation Safety Authorities looking at this, because ATR is manufactured in Europe. They'll pretty much get to the heart of what happened. It does seem that they do have the voice recording and the data recordings that were recovered today. Some of the transponders were a little bit older than would be normal. People would have picked that up in Flight Radar 24, but that isn't immensely relevant. We will get to the heart of what caused this aircraft, this loss of an aircraft.
Eoghan, thanks for your time. Eoghan Corry is a travel and aviation journalist.